There's a point in my life where I'd literally could probably name every single rider. So from a young age, I was always into bikes, but it wasn't till I was 11 years old that I actually started racing. When I started racing at first, it was a bit tough. It wasn't fully natural to me. I had to work at it, so it was never plain sailing at the start. I actually don't think that after winning my Superstock 600 Championship, I really took in that, I could be a British Superbike rider, or I could be, be a professional out of it. And it took a long time really for me to settle down and be like, right, I'm worthy to be in Superbikes now. And the dream was there, just a few years ago, that I really started believing in myself properly and put myself on the map to fight for championships. So here's some of the bikes in the garage. This one obviously sports given to me by Kawasaki for the year. Obviously riding for Kawasaki, you get a free motocross bike, so this time of year it's perfect for riding this. This is their enduro bike, so get a good few hours training on this in the winter time, do some enduro races, and also go to the motocross tracks to keep fit. So here's the suit I actually crashed in at Brands Hatch when I broke my wrist and injured my back, which has done its job. Obviously been a bit lazy, not had a chance to clean it off yet, but just keeping the battle scars for a little bit longer. As you can see, there's been a lot of damage on the suit, to be fair. Everything took a good impact, but the suit went off, the airbag went off, and I think that was what probably protected me the most, really. I took a big impact to the neck and the back and my wrist, but realistically got up and walked away, so massive credit to RST for that, and keeping me safe in the meantime, and not really doing much damage to the suit. It's not the worst injury, but it's a bit complicated in the fact there was metal plates and stuff gone in. So at the start I was a bit nervous on how long it would take, but then 2 weeks into the wrist break I found out I'd fractured a vertebrae in my back. A weird process. I've been getting more and more active, but at the moment the back is still probably now the hindrance more than anything. The wrist is getting stronger day by day, and I believe it couldn't have come at a better time really. At the end of the year I can rest it properly, I can get it back to strength. I think there's many theories and many different people's opinion on what you need to do, but for me, I just keep myself fit in the fact of cycling and gym strength work, because that way I know if I go into a race weekend I can last 3 races, and I would not want to come away from a weekend knowing that I'm worn out, exhausted, and couldn't do the best I could in race 3. So I make sure that I get myself fit, and I feel like in doing that you mentally prepare yourself. If I'm honest, if you pushed yourself as hard as you do in training on a bike, we all won't be doing it, because the training side of things you go one step beyond. So yeah, it definitely does help keep you mentally strong as well. With my coach and my training, I think I train Monday, Wednesday, Friday on the watt bike, Tuesday, Thursday gym strength, and then the weekends a nice steady sort of 2.5–3 hour ride, just stick at nice tempos. Ever since starting racing, I always used to go to school, come home, go straight to gym, go to work, come home, straight to the gym, so it was never a chore. I feel like everyone's got their own personality when they're racing. I feel like, for me, I'm not the most outspoken off track or in the paddock, but when I do get on a bike, I feel like I let my riding do the talking. My 2022 season has been my best yet. Last year in Superbikes it was pretty strong, just missed out on Showdown, but to back that up this year, was fantastic. I knew I had the fight in me to get myself back to the sharp end, and definitely was my best season to date with 2 wins and many podiums. The whole last lap I had plus 1 second on the pit board, so I knew there was a little gap, and I was just trying to ride so smoothly. I wasn't trying to rush, but you always have that feeling going into the last corner that don't crash, and crossing the line it was unbelievable. I feel like I probably could have soaked it in a lot more than I did, but just to get that maiden win done and see my team and everyone around me so happy, that was fantastic. This is this year's collection, barring a couple from last year, but the ones that probably stand out for me are the ones. This one here is from Alton Park when I got my first win this year, so obviously kept the winner's cap as well, which is quite nice. Normally you get some little kid trying to steal your cap, but this one was a bit more sentimental, so yeah, always nice to have your trophies on show. It was always something I did when I was younger. When you are coming through the ranks, it's not ideal that you've got to work, but sometimes this is the way of life, and to get yourself where you need to be, you've got to put more work in. Day-to-day job now is plumbing and heating. I work on a new build site. Varies from everything, put all the pipe work in, the full bathroom lot goes in, everything. So luckily got my own company now. It can be a bit demanding in season if, you know, I've got a plan to work, you know, the following week after a race week. It can be a bit tiring, but I feel like I'm in a good place to make sure I can be on top of that and just concentrate on racing as well. The work for me is getting a company set up now for future, you know, years down the line where I can fall back on plumbing, I can run the company, you know, I can still do a little bit. So mainly what I'm doing now is to set up the future. I do find it very rewarding. You know, I love my racing. We all know that, you know, racing is going to come to an end at some point. So I feel like having done this hard work now, it will probably mentally prepare me for when I don't get a chance to ride a bike again. Because as we all know, some sportsmen struggle with the release of not getting the same sort of buzz. So having this to fall back on and, you know, keeping myself active during the day, that's something that will be there in the future. I'm forever been grateful of my granddad and my family for getting me into racing, and without them guys, it wouldn't be possible. But I think just the opportunity to ride a motorbike and enjoy and put on a show for people, I love that feeling, and I'm just grateful for all my sponsors and people that back me, really. You dream to go to MotoGP, but as I've got older and, you know, more realistic now, the goal would be to probably go to like World Superbikes for a year, you know, race around the world scene and try and put my name on the map in the World Championship stage.